Hi and welcome to Movie Suck. Today we're going to have a look at Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker D23 special look. I wouldn't be doing this except I did say in a previous video that if any more footage came out I would have a look at it. And so here I am with the trailer thinking to myself, do I really want to look at this? Is it worth my time? So I'm conflicted over this. I really don't want to watch it because I know I'm going to be disappointed. This is not going to be good, people. Everyone knows this. This is just going to be another sad case of ripping off original Star Wars to try and create something that people might want to see. And I, for one, I'm done with it. The sequels are trash. I've looked into videos of people trying to tell me that they're not so bad. The Force Awakens was a good movie. It really was. But no, those people are wrong. And I would go into detail about why they're wrong, but this is supposed to be a fairly quick video, so let's have a look at the trailer. Well, we've got Tatooine's two red suns, and Luke Skywalker staring off wistfully into the distance, because he wants to be out there doing something with the Rebel Alliance. Saving the world from the Empire. Which he does. I think we can all safely say that Luke did a fair amount of destroying the Empire. And then we're going to skip ahead. So we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi and the classic speeder. God, I love this speeder. I used to have this toy a long time ago. Obi-Wan Kenobi being a full-on awesome guy. More nostalgia, we had the Millennium Falcon and Princess Leia from that scene before she gets stunned by the stormtroopers. But Star Wars is just trying to sell you on nostalgia these days. They really don't have anything else left. This is all they got in the bank. They're relying on you guys and me who love the original trilogy and have been sorely let down by these sequels where all they did was just think to themselves, how can we quickly get rid of the original cast members? We don't need them in this movie. What we need is our own creations. We need to move on from original Star Wars, even though this is supposed to be a sequel. A sequel in which those guys are all still alive. For some reason, Rey seems to have turned up and killed off all the original characters. I mean, she didn't do it herself, but she might as well have. With her constant perfection and her amazing Mary Sue-ness. Back to the trailer. Yep, some great original footage here. There's an old Y-Wing, some X-Wings attacking the Death Star. It's good stuff. I'd much rather watch this over again. Yep, this is after they've won. They're going to get their medals. So you remember the medal ceremony? That had some great music with it as well. Although it does look kind of... Well, when you look at it like this, it kind of looks a little bit Nazi-like, doesn't it? But, that aside, this is what great films. And this is what they're trying to do with this trailer. They're trying to draw you in for the nostalgia. Whoa, look at that, some AT-ATs. Looking at Empire Strikes Back now. This is probably the best movie in the Star Wars franchise. We always remember the Snowspeeder. And wrapping the cable around the legs and falling... Oh, man. This is making me really want to watch this again. Which is probably what they're aiming for. Darth Vader on the bridge of the Executioner, is that? And Boba Fett in Jabbas Palace. This is great stuff so far. It's going really well. Look at that. Han Solo kissing Leia. Amazing. And Chewie looking on, and poor old C-3PO minus his legs in the sling on Chewie's back. Obviously Han's going to be taken away by Boba Fett. Encased in carbonite. This is a great film. If only they'd managed to live up to this in the sequels. I mean, there is no storytelling like this in the sequels. The sequels are meaningless jargon, gibberish, and Mary Sue characters who can do no wrong. It's very depressing what happened to Star Wars. I would love to watch all this stuff again. And actually see them bring this kind of feel to life within the Star Wars universe. Wow, great moment there. This is the best moment from the prequels, for those of you that actually did watch them. I remember seeing them all in the cinema and being slowly more and more disappointed until you get to the one that everyone thought was good, number 3, which Meh, no, it went wrong. It just all went wrong. It had such high hopes, and George Lucas directed these ones. And, well, we all know George Lucas's record with his later work on Star Wars. It all went pretty damn wrong. And it's a shame because this scene here, this was a good scene. Okay, maybe there were some issues with the actual lightsaber duel between the three of them. Like there's a moment where Obi-Wan Kenobi can clearly just hit Darth Maul in the back with his lightsaber, but instead, like, just spins around. That's about at the very start of that duel, so anyone who wants to have a look back at that, do so. It's quite strange. And then, yeah, more prequel rubbish. Oh god, how depressing. Well, Mace Windu with the purple lightsaber, okay, pretty cool. I was never a fan of Mace Windu, but he's still a cool character. At least in the actual films. I mean, from the expanded universe, I didn't like Mace Windu. And then more Senate stuff. It's quite funny that George Lucas claims Star Wars is for children. And how many children do you think were watching those Senate scenes where there's all people talking and trying to decide on the trade wars and everything? And you're thinking, do they think the children love this scene? Is this their favourite scene? No, of course not. Star Wars is not just for children. Original Star Wars had no intention of being for children. The only time Star Wars became for children is sometime around about the end of sort of Empire Strikes Back and when they were going to make Return of the Jedi. And then George Lucas realised, hang on, I'm making an absolute killing on the toys, but the movies they're doing, yeah, they're pretty good, but here's $4 billion of toy revenue. So, yeah. I think that's the reason why Star Wars is for children, which it's not. It's for children as well. It's kind of like an every age category film. It's for everyone. Oh no, and it's gone sadly wrong. Oh no, please no. This is just depressing. I really don't want to have to sit and watch this stuff. Really, you have to wait until you get... what point do you go through this and you get to an actual... It's not really a trailer for the new Star Wars film. It's more of a teaser for the new Star Wars film. Because they don't really show that much of this new Star Wars. So let's see. Here we go. This is the point at which we get to the new Star Wars. So we are 1 minute and 12 seconds into this trailer. So we have 1 minute left that might involve things from the new film. Let's have a bit of a look. This Christmas, a bunch of people you don't like will stand on a hill overlooking a town with random things happening and horrible CGI. If I spend some time looking at this carefully enough, I would probably be able to pick out the points at which they've doubled it over. But I'm not going to because that would just be sad. I'm not that pedantic, am I? Yes, I am, but I'm not going to do it. Oh god, look at these guys. Finn, Rey, Poe, yay, Chewie. But, nah, it's too little, too late. I'm surprised they haven't killed him off yet. I really am. That's normally what they do. Leia, she's dead. The story of a generation. It was the story of a generation. And then we have the prequels, the story of another generation. And now we have the sequels, the story of another generation. Because really, these have got to be the first Star Wars films you've seen in the cinema for you to actually be really enjoying these. I mean, I'm sure a few of you guys actually saw the prequels as well. Hang on. Let's have a look at that. Oh, original Star Destroyer designs. Look at this. Not those horrible fat Star Destroyers. These are proper Star Destroyers. But why are there so many of them? These are a lot of... I mean, Star Destroyers cost a fortune to build. I mean, just look at the amount of material that goes into these things. There is no way that the remnants of the Empire would be able to come up with all these Star Destroyers. Jesus, look at this. I mean, how many are there in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's at least... Oh, wow. There's hundreds and hundreds of Star Destroyers. I don't deny the possibility that there could have been hundreds of Star Destroyers, but most of those would have been out of commission, destroyed in by the Rebel Alliance, and all the wars they had in between. There's no way they could have got this many Star Destroyers together all in one place. They'd have been drawing these from all over the galaxy. All over the galaxy. The Empire, or New Order, First Order, sorry, would have no control over all the different star sections that they had control over, because they have no one out there controlling them. Everyone all over the galaxy's gone, hang on, they've buggered off. We can do whatever we want. Yes, we're free. But okay, let's have another bit of a look. Yep, and there's people you don't like. And it comes from then, C-3PO has red eyes. Did anyone else see that? Yes, they did see that because it's been a thing for a little while now. Yep, C-3PO with red eyes and apparently some sort of rumoured battle mode, which is extremely unlikely for a creature that can barely move and is really designed just to translate things. I don't know about anyone else, but I find this highly dubious. But this is all about toys, so let's carry on. Yep, there's another Death Star. Probably a Death Star. Curiously red beam instead of green. Is anyone interested in this? A bit more CGI? Do we need more CGI in Star Wars? I seem to remember that the original Star Wars, which had fantastic graphical effects, was done by building ships out of old battleship parts and just amalgamating them together to create interesting, cool ships. If only they did a little bit more practical effects in Star Wars, this would be good. But yeah, a bit more CGI. Let's skip a little because I'm sure we're all bored as hell. Oh, it's Rey. Let's Rey. Let's go back a little bit. You don't want to miss Rey doing Rey stuff. Look at that control. Amazing. Catches the lightsaber like there's nothing, and destroys a tree. Is this where we see Rey turning to the dark side? The point at which she kills a tree unnecessarily? Because let's remember the Force is held together by all living beings, including all the vegetation, which is why Yoda lived on Dagobah. And also Dagobah was a good place to hide from the Empire, but Dagobah had a hell of a lot of life on it, which is why it was a perfect place to train Luke in the ways of the Force. But Rey doesn't care about that because, well, Rey can do no wrong. She is absolute perfection with a lightsaber and the Force and fighting people that have been doing this for way longer than she has. For some reason, it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, there's Kylo Ren. That's a pretty cool walk. I mean, some people have said, oh, look, there's Kylo trying to look cool and tough, and I have to give him credit for that. That was actually a really cool moment. If I'm going to choose one moment from this I'm actually willing to watch, just this walk is actually really cool. This is possibly... So this looks like the TIE Interceptor that was attacking her out in the desert. So this is some sort of follow-on from that. This is actually a really cool scene. I like that. That's some good camera work and things. And then they cut into this scene on whatever this is in some rough water, and they're going to have a bit of a set to. Which is that worth it? Whoa, look at that. I've got to give them credit, that's actually a pretty cool looking scene, but it's all CGI, it's all made up, it's just stuff and nonsense. There's a voiceover here as well saying, this is all about the new generation taking over and having to fight these battles. The old generation's gone, they don't matter anymore, try and forget about them. Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, just forget about them, push them to the back of your mind. They no longer exist within the Star Wars franchise. Let's move on. And what do we see now? Oh, hang on. Whoa, is that evil Rey? It is. This is Darkside Rey, no doubt from some sort of Force vision, because does anyone really believe she's going to be evil? Do they? Anyone out there? Somewhere? Anyone? Twin sister or something? A bit like Leia and Luke, whereby they were split apart at birth and Leia got to be brought up as the daughter of a council member and poor old Luke grew up on a moisture farm. Oh, poor Luke, he got the rough end of that bargain, that's for sure. But does anyone find this likely that she's going to turn to the dark side? No, they don't. This is some sort of Force vision or something. And then we get to see this lightsaber that everyone's been talking about. I give that it was done a lot better with Darth Maul. I mean, it's got a strange hinge in the middle. It's strangely hinged, and has anyone else noticed that this lightsaber is basically unusable. Look how she's having to hold that. If you were doing things quickly, maneuvering around, swinging it and everything, this would be an awkward handle to try and grip hold of. Really, really awkward. And what is the purpose of having two lightsaber blades next to each other in this way? They're no more effective than one lightsaber blade. One lightsaber blade will cut through steel and just about anything else. Having two of them next to each other does not increase the effectiveness of a lightsaber. This is all just about looks. They're trying to find some new way of selling a lightsaber, and this is pretty pathetic. This was done a hell of a lot better way, way back here. Let's have a bit of a quick look again and see it done properly. Here we go. Darth Maul with the double lightsaber. That was cool. When we saw that, we were like, wow, awesome. Oh man, do you remember those high hopes we had for the Phantom Menace? What a sad result this is. And there we go. That's it. That's the end. The end of the teaser trailer. And it is just a teaser. It's not a full-on trailer because they spent more than half of the trailer trying to talk about things that have gone by that they don't care about anymore. There is not enough money in the world to drag me to this. I lie. There's plenty of money that would drag me to this film, but they'd have to damn well give me it up front. This is Movie Suck, signing out.